Testing 1, 2, 3. It's Toby from Heavyweight MMA today with the killer, Kitt Campbell, MMA fighter. How are you, brother?
I'm good, brother. Thanks for having me on.
Man, I've seen you in and out of the game for a while with different fights and whatnot. But the reason I wanted to talk to you is particularly because you've been called up for road to UFC in Shanghai, China. You got a match up there. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, good. We got news of it probably about 3 weeks ago. So wasn't really allowed to say anything because we're contracted to not release it. But we've been working hard, and I've been steadily working since the last fight as well, the Caleb Rideout fight. So feeling really good for this upcoming fight, and yeah, just glad to finally have my opportunity to break through.
Yeah, how does it feel to have that opportunity, man? You've been in the game for a long time, and now you're finally getting to go over there and take on a Chinese guy in China, in Shanghai. Should be kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, like you said, yeah, been at it a very long time now, like fighting for 11 years professionally, and a lot of ups and downs, good times, bad times, but yeah, I always sort of kept the vision the whole time through, and yeah, it's good to finally be here now, and yeah, very excited to get over to Shanghai, fighting Tylak, who's probably one of the biggest prospects coming out of that region at the moment. So very very stern test in front of me, but yeah, I'm just ready to take it on, and I can't wait. So excited.
Yeah, man, I saw your matchup, so I had a little look at him. I could only find one fight, and he definitely looks like a very durable, kind of rangy striker. A little bit of Muay Thai influence in his game, right? I don't know, only from the one fight, he didn't look like he was heavy on the submission game, more of a ground and pound, but he goes for the double leg pretty often as well, right?
Yeah. We there's quite a few fights up of him, and we've studied him pretty thoroughly. But yeah, definitely likes his striking, and he's sort of a tricky guy, being southpaw and stuff. But we've got plenty of southpaw partners that I've been working with, and I actually enjoy fighting southpaws a bit more too. I sort of feel as though my right hand's a bit more there, open on him as well. And yeah, just from studying him, he comes in quite wide and open too. So definitely going to be looking to exploit that. And yeah, he enjoys his takedowns. Like he does shoot the double leg, and he's got very good takedown defense to the double legs. So yeah, I'm just going to go in there with an open mind, man. Just worry about my game plan and what I'm doing, and yeah, whatever happens in there happens. So I think that's the best way to attack fights these days, just with an open mind, and just go off the flow, address whatever happens. Just be ready for anything.
Yeah, man, that's what you've got the benefit that you're a well-rounded fighter that you can actually do that, right? Hey, with this guy, I know it's a single sort of matchup, whereas some of the other guys I chatted to are in like a tournament format. What happens with that? Like, how does it work for the one-off sort of fight?
So yeah, it's not in the tournament. It's just they call it a showcase fight. We've basically been told by the UFC that to treat it as like a contender series fight. You put on a good enough performance, they may sign you afterwards. Nothing's guaranteed, but it's a foot in the door. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just doing that, just treating it as a contender series fight. And I think obviously taking out a guy like Tylak looks very good on me for sure.
Yeah, man, that's what I was thinking, that it must be like a similar thing that, yeah, if you do it, make a good performance, like obviously, like you said, touting this guy. So if you go in and take him out, then it'll be a good chance for you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Have
yeah,
you
for sure.
have you fought internationally before, bro? I know you got a lot of fights on your thing. I know you fought a lot of locals and Kiwis. Have you fought internationally other than that?
Nah, so like I've fought a lot of international guys, but I've never gone abroad to fight myself. So yeah, this is this first time I'm heading overseas before. I was lucky enough last year to go over to like New York for the UFC with Jake Matthews and stuff, and sort of get that bit of experience to travel and everything. But never to fight before. So yeah, just yeah, it's a whole new chapter for me. The time zone's not going to be too much of an issue. Like I think China's only, like with daylight savings finished now, is only 2 hours difference to us. So yeah, and I think in terms of climatizing, like I don't know, I've heard the air's a bit foggy over there, but we'll see when we get there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, funny. I'm actually sitting in China right now as we speak, bro.
Oh no way.
I live in a part of China, bro, and actually because I
Yeah.
live here, only a couple of hours ago I booked my tickets, so I'm coming over to watch you guys. So
Oh,
it's going to
sick.
be cool. Yeah, it's going to be
Cool.
cool. Yeah, like you said, the timing's not too much different. The environment you'll find is quite a bit different, but Shanghai is a bit more westernized than some of these other areas. So, like as far as food and that sort of stuff goes, will be all right. But just thinking about the format of the show, it's in the UFC PI, so it's not like a big show like you used to. Do you think that'll affect things? Would that be better or worse? I'd imagine it'd be less stress from the crowd perspective and that, but yeah, it's more like a real fight, you know?
Yeah, yeah, like it doesn't bother me, man. Crowd or no crowd, like I'm sort of like I don't like saying the word, but a veteran now of the fight game. But um, still, I feel as though it's just the beginning of my career at the same time. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. It could be two people there, it could be thousands of thousands. At the end of the day, it's a fight, and yeah, it's I'll be locked in.
Yeah, man. Hey, you mentioned about going with Jake Matthews. Looking up your details, Australian Elite Team is where you're at, but then something else came up saying that you were with Resilience Training Center. Where you're at now, it's Elite, right?
Yeah, we're an Australian elite team.
Yeah. And in the past, you've trained with Dan Kelly and Tosca Petridis. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man,
yeah,
Tosca, I saw that name come up when I was doing a search on you, and that was like I was a massive fan of Tosca back in the day because like I'm a bit older than you, bro, and I was
yeah.
into fighting back when he was like one of the champs, and he's a real rugged, strong fighter from back then, you know.
Yeah, Tosca's the man. He's they don't build him like him anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's got a like pretty cool history behind him. Like he's one of those blokes that he's probably like a one of a kind guy. You won't meet too many Tosca Petridis in your life, and yeah, just that whole kickboxing era. Like you would have been around to experiencing that.
yeah, full
Like
contact kickboxing was a style back then, you know.
yeah, bro. So yeah, learning off a guy like Tosca, like yeah, I'm very privileged to have spent the time with him that I did, and yeah, we're still good buddies, you know. So
Back in the day, my first fight was with these little covers over your toes, bro. You got you're wearing these like soft covers to go over your feet and stuff. It's a weird thing.
yeah, I think there's a video of him fighting like Stan the Man back in the '80s, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah, for
wearing like
sure.
the full pants, like the gold and the red pants, and there's a
Yeah.
cool video as well of him when he and like some of his stories are awesome, but he went over to Canada to fight Terriel, John Eves Terriel.
Yeah, he was like a legend back in the day. Like I used to
Yeah,
be a big
he
fan
was
of
a
him too.
superstar back then, and Tosca was like it was like walking into enemy territory, which he was. He was in enemy territory, but it was they treated it bigger than the soccer over there. You know what I mean? Like it was he was their national hero and icon, and to beat someone like him at the time over there, he reckons like as he was leaving the ring, he had death threats and everything. You know,
Oh,
like the
shit.
crowd wasn't happy. So
Yeah, crazy, crazy man. So looking over your career, man, you fought like some of the best in the region. Some of the names that I got written down: John Fraser, Kevin Jusei, Matt Vale, Isi Fitikefu, Matt Kane, who also fought over where I'm at the moment in China. Rob Wilkinson, man, some of the biggest names in sort of region. That prepares you well to fight these like up and comers, man. They don't have that sort of experience that you have, and that's something you're going to draw on, right? I imagine.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Like I was saying earlier, like win, lose, or draw, like you're banking experience. You know what I mean? And at the time you may not realize it, but it does serve a purpose further down the track, man. Like, yeah, you just 100% like there's lessons in everything. So I think that experience will serve me well in the UFC.
Right now, the other thing I found interesting, which I didn't know about until looking in, was that you grew up on Phillip Island. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that place like, man? I looked at a few pictures because I've heard of it, but I never really paid attention to Phillip Island. It looks like a beautiful natural place, eh?
Yeah, Phillip Island was a really good place to grow up. It's just a small sort of coastal town at the southern part of Victoria. You know, very very surfing based. Like we all grew up surfing and stuff, and a lot of like the big surfers in Australia, pro surfers and stuff, come out of Phillip Island, and yeah, yeah, it was pretty good upbringing down there. I can't complain. You know, Phillip Island was good. Um, I'm not living there at the moment, but yeah, definitely do enjoy going back down there and touching base with my roots and stuff. So yeah,
So you kicked off in the beginning as a judo player, right? Like I think your father helped you into judo, and that's kind of what led you down the path, right? It's a kind of interesting way to start. A lot of guys start more with the stand up, but there's a few of you that started out with a grappling art, you know?
yeah, yeah. Judo was my first martial art, and like I said, that sort of came through my dad. He was originally from Scotland, and he was on like the Scottish national team for judo. And as I was growing up, man, he was always throwing me around and beating me in the wrestle. And I was like, how's he doing this, you know? And I got to an age where, you know, like it's that cliche fighter thing, but I was getting into fights myself, like in streets, schools and that. And my old man was sort of like, hey, you know, got to put this energy into the good fight. So he got me involved in judo at the local judo club. And yeah, it was like, I knew after the first session I caught the bug, you know what I mean? Like, I think I got home that night and just chucked on like old DVDs of judo and stuff that my dad had, and I was obsessed with it. So yeah, I started competing like nationally and doing a few of the internationals in judo, and then yeah, picked up a bit of like the freestyle wrestling after that, and a bit of boxing and kickboxing here and there, and then just transitioned it all and went straight professional MMA.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool to get kids into these things. I got four sons, but two of them are into BJJ. They're only 10 and 9, but they've been going for a while. And you just slowly feel their grips getting a bit stronger, and they'll sneak up behind you and slap a choke on it. I can't imagine what they're going to be like in 10 years when when they start to become a man, they're going to destroy me.
Yeah, it's so important for the kids of these days just to do something like that, like whether they compete or not or get into it seriously. It's just very important, like for the mental aspects, physical and everything for kids to be in the sport. Like, yeah, I'll definitely have my little one starting.
Yeah, true. Good man, good man. That's all I wanted to ask. This quick catch up, have a little chat, find out how you're preparing for your road to UFC fight. But want to thank you for your time. And I'll be there. Like I said, I'll be ringside or cage side watching you guys.
Yeah, we'll catch up, bro. That'll be cool.
Yeah, cool. All right, bro. Thanks, man.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, man.